Hey, are you missing rice, the texture of rice? Are you keto, low carb, carnivore? And you don't want to try those processed rices, you don't want to try something that is plant-based? This is 100% carnivore, straight off the chicken. This is ground chicken turned into rice. So this is riced chicken, 100% carnivore, keto, unprocessed, clean, friendly. There you go. Stick around if you want to see how I do it. Howdy, this is Terry, and I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Don't forget to click that like button and look at the description of this video. I have all kinds of links, and on my homepage, you'll see a bunch of playlists for how I lost my weight. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. To get our rice chicken started, I've got it in a crock pot. And I will come in every hour and I will chop it up. I do my riced chicken like I do every other ground meat. I put it in a crock pot on low and I set a timer. And every 1 hour I come in with my meat chopper and I break it apart. So all my ground meat gets treated the same way, except I'm not going to add water to the chicken. There's already so much water in chicken as it is. And I'm not trying to make a broth. Now, if you would like broth, some good chicken broth out of it, then add in a little bit of water, but I'm not going to. So this is how I start off my riced chicken. Okay, it's been about an hour. So now I take my thing and I do this. Now, I don't know if I said this already, I do not season my meat that I cook, no matter what it is, because I don't know how I'm going to use it. Now this, I know I'm going to use it as rice. However, with riced chicken, you know, we want it to be like rice. Well, rice is bland and takes on the flavor of whatever it is you're putting it with. So just like regular rice, we're doing that with chicken. So I'm not going to season this chicken. I'm just going to wait and let it take on whatever flavor. I thought about salting it because chicken is super bland. But there again, what if I don't want my, whatever I'm going to use it as, what if I don't want it super salty? So, get that little bit off there. So anyway, I'll see you in another hour. We usually do this, it typically takes maybe 3.5, 4 hours for whatever meat I'm cooking to cook in the crock pot. Okay, it has been 2 hours now. And again, I come in. Chicken's kind of a weird thing. As it starts cooking, it gets this gelatinous-like texture around the outer edges. But anyway, I come in every hour and chop it up. The reason why I chop it up is it keeps it from being one big baked on, like one big meatloaf. Adding water does help prevent the sides from, from sticking. It helps with cleanup a little bit. So does a plastic bag. But I did not use one today, so that way I don't get all the plastic comments that you all love to give. So there we go. All right, I'll see you in another hour. Like I said, it's been, 2 hours, I guess? So let's take a look at our ground chicken. I feel like it's done. And whenever we use it, it definitely gets cooked longer. So I think that it'll be okay if it's not all the way done. So now we're going to scoop it out and put it into a container so that way we can put it into a skillet and dry it out a little bit. So I got this wide slotted scooper. Now I'm just going to scoop it all out. So there is our riced chicken in its first stage. I'm going to, that's the broth. Look how that is. It looks buttery. So I'm actually going to pour that into a container and save it. Hang on. I'll go on and let that chicken piece get in there. Now, that's some rich, thick chicken broth. You can add water to it or just leave it as is. I'm not sure what I'll do yet, but I know I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it cool. Since it's a large batch and I'm doing it all at once, I brought out Big Bertha here. And there's no time. I can't tell you it should take this long to cook. I can't tell you any of that. What I can say is you are working on drying it out. You could also do it from start to finish in a skillet if you want to. That would work just fine. You know, just start your ground chicken in a skillet. But now I'm just going to let this go. I've got this burner on. I'm not going to cover it because it's not about cooking it. It's about letting the liquid that has cooked into the chicken evaporate. Crock pot, using it for my crock pot or in my crock pot allows me to make a whole bunch. Typically what I do from this stage, I don't typically dry it out until later. So typically what I do is I put it in Ziploc baggies. I typically put it in Ziploc baggies, and I have a Ziploc bag that says rice chicken 7 ounces. So these were straight out of the crock pot after they were done. I put them in here. So these have not been dehydrated at all. So I say dehydrated, you know what I mean when I say that. They haven't been cooked in a skillet and dried out. So anyway, so yeah. So typically I don't do it until I'm going to use it. But I just want to show you the whole process. So now I'm going to set a timer for about 5 minutes and just let this go. I'm going to put it on number 4, which I have medium, which is up and down. 4 is the next one over. So I'm just going to let it, and I'll come stir it every few minutes. It's been 3 minutes. If I took a paper towel and pushed it on this, let's just do it. You're going to know that it's still wet. So see how wet that paper towel is? That's what you're cooking out. Again, since I cooked it in the crock pot, it is wet. And if I were to freeze it, it would be wet, which is another reason why I don't want to do this process before I freeze it, because it'll get wet through the freezing process also. But I'm going to show you, so you saw how wet that is. So now I'm just, like I said, I'm going to come in every few minutes and I'm going to stir it, and I'll show you how dry it should be by the time we're done. And you're stirring it, and like I said, the temperature's not on high. You're not cooking it. You're just drying it out. And this is going to take a while. So that was 3 minutes. Now I'm going to, or 5 minutes. I'm going to set it for another 5 minutes. And you all can keep track of how long that takes. I'm just going to tell you how long I set the timer for. And hopefully editing Terri will have that figured out. So I'll see you in 5 more minutes. Okay, it's been 5 more minutes, and I can just tell it's not ready yet. So we're going to do another 5 minutes. So I'll see you in 5 more minutes. I'm guessing if you wanted to, you could do this. I'm just kind of experimenting. I literally just stopped the camera, so it's not been long. But you could maybe kind of smush some of the water out if you want to. I haven't done that before, so I thought, well, let's see if it does anything. I'm just using the dry part of the paper towel. And I don't know. We'll see if that speeds up the process. I'll have no idea. But anyway, so all right. See you in 5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 more minutes. You will notice as you're stirring, you'll hear like the sizzle of the chicken whenever the wetter pieces land on the skillet. I can't explain it, but you'll know it. And I do apologize. My dishwasher is going right now. I had to wash the dog bowls. So anyway, so it's been 5 more minutes, and we're going to do 5 more. I feel like it's getting close. Let's take a look and see. Okay. And I don't know, like I said, how. That's definitely less wet than what it was the first time we did it. So, like I said, I don't really know how. I haven't really messed around with the paper towel before. I just do it by look. But like I said, you're looking for a rice texture. And it's very, very close right now. But you want it to be dry so it doesn't clump together. You know, rice doesn't usually clump together, you know, whenever it's, I mean, when it's wet it does, but, you know, anyway, so you don't want your rice chicken to be like a clump of gelatinous gunk. You know, you want it to act like a rice. So, all right, 5 more minutes. If you're keto and you love cauliflower rice or, you know, all the other different keto things that people do for rice, by all means, please keep doing them. There's nothing wrong with them. This is for people who are carnivore and looking for that rice texture. This is for people who are keto, and like me, you may not like the cauliflower rice, or you may not want to have the miracle rice. This is a much cheaper version than some of those other options, and this is something that, you know, if you're doing it for a crowd and, you know, you're watching your carbs and you don't want to use the, you know, the other options, then this is for people who do like that. So if you love cauliflower rice, this probably isn't the video for you. I feel like this is ready. I'm going to take this paper towel. Let's take a look. Well, I will show you. It didn't stick on as much either. The chicken, you know, in the beginning I had the chicken stayed on this. I'm going to take a couple pushes. And it's on there, but it's not as much. And let me give it, see, I can just shake it right off. And I'm trying to, it's just barely wet. It's barely damp. So I feel like that's done. And now I'm going to put this in a container. And that is going to be how we make our cauliflower, or that's going to be how we make our carnivore or rice chicken. So now I'm going to put it in this container and I'll get back to you. Maybe you'll be able to see this is a little more brown. And look how dry, light, and flaky this is. Not flaky, that's the wrong term. It is a little bit flaky, but look how dry that is. So that is how you're able to turn ground chicken into rice. You might even be able to do it with ground beef, but that's going to have a totally different flavor. Chicken is such a bland flavor that it works really well as rice because, you know, chicken is bland, so it takes on the flavors that you're using with it. Now you can make your own Alfredo. You can make your own Asian style dish. You can make your own Southwestern flavored dish. You could do this however you want to. But this is how I make my carnivore friendly riced chicken.